The All Progressives Congress APC has laid fresh demands before the Lagos State Governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, outlining areas of focus for him to focus his mandate of developmentalism in the state. Now, also in that same vein, the party, that's the APC, has urged President Buhari to show Nigerians a clear-cut vision. In other words, tell us where we're going as we go on to this next level. They were asking the president that he focus on specific areas. Now, the big question is, how important is the political party in determining what our leaders do? And joining me in the studio, I have Dikbo Olayoku. He is a journalist. It's good to have you join us, sir. Always a pleasure. And of course, Alester Wilcox has been with us and is still back here, a political analyst. Thank you very much, Alester, for joining us.
It's my pleasure to be with my brother.
So, let's start with our present environment, Lagos State. Babajide Sanwo-Olu has had his people say, this is what we want you to do. You have three major duties. I'd like to read exactly what they said his three assignments are. Number one, they say he has to complete the Lagos-Badagry Expressway. They also said that he has to complete township roads so that there are more inroads within the city, and to provide easy access to ease traffic gridlock, save manpower, and ensure bonding with families. That's the interesting part. Yes, ensure bonding with families. But I'll start with the Lagos-Badagry Expressway. I'll start with you, sir. How important is this in the scheme of things?
It's very, very important because, you know, under international trade, you have the seaports, you have the airports, then you have other entry points. And that is, you're talking of the roads. And Badagry Expressway is a major highway that connects Nigeria to so many countries in the West African sub-region. And that is why in every administration, they always lay emphasis on this road, especially right from the time of the former head of state, General Yakubu Gowon. As a matter of fact, there was a time that the general then, when Nigeria was still swimming in the pool of money, and when you have, we don't know what to do with money. You had the
during
man volunteered.
Crude oil boom.
Yes, God bless you. Where he volunteered to construct the road connecting Nigeria to so many countries, even up to the North African. So the importance of the road, if we must use the popular cliche, cannot be overemphasized or underestimated. Because if you look at, because of the way Lagos is configured, a lot of people come from that end to come and do their businesses, and especially VI or the so-called mainland and stuff like that. And in the past few months, as a matter of fact, I can't remember the last time I applied that road. It should be about 5 or 6 years. Yes, because usually if I have to go towards that side, I approach it from Egbeda by Yanopaja to where they call Igbo. They will have left major part of that axis behind. But from what I have gathered, it's like there's nothing, that thing cannot be called road again. You can use any other name for it.
Yeah, but I'm just wondering, if it is a state road or a federal...
No, it is not. It's
exactly.
road.
So why should a governor, who should be concerned more about the inroads within the Lagos metropolis, because I'm very intrigued by the people who put this together, talking about easing the gridlock so that we can actually ensure bonding with families, because we spend more time in traffic.
On the roads.
So why should the governor not be more interested in working on the inroads so we have more access roads and clean up drainages?
Maybe
instead
there's a
of...
need for us to go back into why the former governor, Raji Fashola, ventured into it. Because he looked at, one, apart from the international trade, it also serves as the major road connecting parts of Lagos State. You know, the ancestral or historical value of Badagry.
Yes.
And he was looking at that perspective. That even if, and don't forget, it's not even, it's like he was expecting that even after completing the job, or probably at the stage, the federal government will pick it up.
But he's there now. Big question. Lester, he's there now. He is handling how many ministries, and works is under that ministry. And Lagos should be #1 priority. I'm just saying.
He was
he was. Well, he's literally been. Well, we don't have any list yet.
Okay, have an idea of the list.
We have no list yet. So, but I'm just saying, he had all that time. Why didn't he continue from where he stopped? Being that it's a federal government road, and whatever monies come from the touristic, influence of Badagry would still go to the nation's coffers.
Well, I think it's like the problem of the federal government in so many states. That road, it saddens me. I remember very well when the first time I came to Lagos, I resided in that axis, satellite town. My first visit to Lagos was that, you know how then it was quiet, smooth, clean road, quiet, sweet, and all whatnot. And then the first time I ventured through the West African sub-region, going to Ghana, was through that road. And I know what that road used to be. Today, I can't remember the last time I went to Festac area. I can't remember the last time I went to Satellite Town or Festac area. Talk less of going through to Badagry and all whatnot. It's an eyesore. And I think it was a wise thing that Raji Fashola started to do something about it. But for me, sometimes government makes mistakes in terms of conception of projects and how to implement it. It's not your road. So you could have done a minimal project that you can complete on time to give, because let's also face it, that road also connects to other local governments in Lagos State, up to Badagry. Maybe it's after Badagry that you join after the Badagry bridge, that you join now, it becomes international route of, out of Nigeria. But up to Badagry, it's still part of Lagos State, and the part of Badagry, Eba, and all those areas, they should have access to good roads that will take them, like you say, bonding of families. So I think constitution was wrong because, and again, remember he wanted to put a rail line.
Yes.
So, and that's also why he has collaborated with the federal government and then to make sure that the rail line comes in between. It's not strange. So many people did it, build federal road. I remember Amechi built the road from the boundary between Imo and Rivers State up to Eleme Junction, which was a clear federal road. And I think they got paid after a long time. Akpabio did that too.
I was about to say that a lot of governors have undertaken federal government road infrastructure and never get paid, and their monies are hanging.
A lot are paid after verification. It might take time. For instance, that of Amechi.
But that also holds on to state funds that could have been put to better use.
But that is why before you venture into it, you should know that this money will not come with like this. It will come after, because when Amechi built that east-west road from Imo State boundary Imo Gate up to what do you call it, Eleme Junction, he never collected the money back. The money came even when Wiki was governor. Okay, some billions of naira. Well, Lagos State had money to throw in. Lagos State should have money to throw in and wait for the reform. But my problem was why Governor Ambode did not continue with that project. It seems most of the projects started by Raji Fashola, he didn't put eyes on them, he just left them, which is not good. And so that's why I think the party has a lot of influence because the party has a manifesto. The party has a manifesto, and the party is the one that should decide or determine based on the manifesto what their governor should do. And that is what it was in the Second Republic. There was no way a governor under UPN will deviate from the four cardinal objective of UPN then. You'll be called to order that this is what it is. Okay. Even then, ditto to MPN, GMPP and all whatnot. So the party has the manifesto. Okay. And the governor is meant to implement the party manifesto, and so the party must be on the watch of their governors.
Okay, back to you. As much as the party has an influence and they have a blueprint of sorts, the electorate also have a say. They know, in fact, where it pinches the most, hence the reason why they should be telling the governor, this is what we want, this is what we need. In fact, this is what should top your priority list. But if the party seems to be having so much of a power or too much of a say, where do we the people come in?
Yes, because the people have surrendered to whatever they are thinking about, whatever is their thought, whatever is their power to the party. Because don't forget that we are under a democracy. And in Nigeria, we practice a party politics. That means before you can run for any or contest for any position, you must belong to a political party. That one is basic. So when parties...
But not everybody votes for a political party that emerges does not mean that they have less rights to demand for dividends of democracy.
But it is assumed that the moment you are the governor, you are elected the governor or the president, you become the governor of everybody.
Exactly.
And it is believed that it is expected that the program that was sold to the electorate, that made majority of the people to vote for the party, is what the party will have to push forward. Exactly. If you don't want the party, and you fail to vote during time of election, you have to cope with it for the next 4 years. But let me quickly say something on the topic, on the issue we tried about before, with the issue of how do states get their refund after venturing into federal government area. Usually there's always a controversy or a disagreement as to the costing of the project. That is usually the problem. Because, you know, award of contract goes through a lot of stages. You conceive the idea, then you put it on the paper, a committee looks at it, the feasibility, and then the costing comes into it. And usually, by the time the federal state government presents their bill before the federal government, they are always, or usually, inflated. And that's usually why there's a delay, or always a delay
in the verification process.
Because verification of federal government is okay. Well, if you say you bought this one 12 naira, but we could have gotten it for 8 naira and stuff like that. Now back to the issue of the party and the people. If you look at the definition of the democracy, they said it is the government of people, for the people, and by the people. How does it become the government of the people? It's because people have gone out to cast their votes. As at that time you are casting your vote, as I said earlier, you are submitting your power to the party, that whatever you think is right for us, go and do it in the next 4 years. And it's expected that a political party will have representation across the levels of human endeavor. How do I mean? At the state level, at the local government level. That is why you have 3 tiers of government: the local government, the state government, and then you have the federal government. And it is believed that the local government is supposed to be so close to the people, so that they will have the people they call councillors that are supposed to live within the people, a very small space that you will be able to interact to know exactly what your people want. And even at the state level, don't forget that you have your representatives at the House of Assembly that are supposed to be with you through what they call the constituency office, where as a member of that constituent, you go there to table your feelings to your representative, who will now take it to the House of Assembly. And then if you go to the national level, you have the House of Reps. You also have the senators. So there are so many layers of avenue for people to actually get their views across the government. Yes, there is a deficiency. Because many of these guys, the moment they get into office, they abandon their locality and move into the elite area, where that they become incommunicado, as they always say. They're supposed to have constituency office. Many of them don't visit this office until maybe the next 4 years when elections are coming. Yes, there are these gaps. So, but if you look at the Constitution has made provision for people to have a voice in how they are being ruled. Yes, the party will have its own manifesto, but definitely people will also come to the constituency office to come and see their representatives that, okay, in this area, these are the things that have cropped up. There's no way that whatever cropped up will not be under the manifesto of the party. Look at the current governor of Lagos State. His own philosophy, he puts it under what he call THEMES. THEMES. There's nothing that a human being is doing that is not covered by that THEMES. So whether it is to fix roads, inner roads, or the state roads, or feeder roads, they are embedded under the THEMES. What matters most is how have you prepared yourself to actually deliver. You don't need any special program to go and fix the inner roads. It is part of the function of government. So that one shouldn't be any problem. Okay.
All right. Let's quickly go through, Mr. President. We have just 2 minutes. For Sanwo-Olu, he has themes. For President Buhari, all we know of is next level. And we want a clear-cut vision. And that's what the party is also asking for. And this is really incredible, because if your party is saying, Baba, we don't know what you're up to, give us a clear-cut vision. And Nigerians seem to be echoing the same thing. What is the plan for the next level, so that we can align with it and look forward? So when we're asking questions, we can say, based on what you said, but there is nothing. So what are Nigerians supposed to be doing? The APC here is saying, give Nigerians a clear-cut vision.
So which of the APCs? Lagos State or the
strange.
national? Because I wouldn't know the AP that is asking for the clear-cut vision.
Well, it's the All Progressives Congress.
The president campaign on the consolidation of his 4-point agenda.
Well, apparently, yeah. So it's the Lagos.
No, if the Lagos then I don't understand if they had been able to get their views across or align with the national body of the party. The fact remains that the president campaigned on his 4-point agenda, considering of those 4 points. That's the next level. Because in this first time, I believe he has laid foundations for his anti-corruption drive, which is clear, improvement of the economy, and the insecurity that is over the entire country. Now, you see, the unfortunate thing is that most people do not even understand the workings of government. And so when you are not there, you don't feel belong. Even if you're a member of the party, you don't feel belong. You can just wake up and say anything. There are clear cuts.
Well, the people of Lagos State, APC...
They're not the people of Lagos State.
Hold on. Members of the party, actually, they did this during a press briefing with reporters at the party secretariat. Now, they were asking that there be a clear-cut vision that will enhance development, peace, and unity in the country.
No, are they asking for a document? I wouldn't know what they're asking for. Maybe my brother may know. I wouldn't know if they're asking for a document where everything is spelled out, or they're asking for an appointment or whatever. But it is their right. Everybody must put pressure on government to show leadership. Everybody today feels that there is no action, there is too much silence on issues, there is delays, which of course it's clear. Everybody, I'm asking for that. There should be some more activity. But as far as the clear plans of the governor, about the next level, it's an acronym that tells you we have left. This is our agenda as of 2015. This is what we are fighting. This is what we
You're
come to achieve.
speaking as a member of the APC
I'm not a member of
the
APC.
presidential
spokesperson? As a public affair analyst that has the potentials to read through, understand, and be able to communicate clearly.
Okay.
The president, the APC and the president, they campaign on a 4-point clear agenda.
In the first
They have getting that agenda off the ground, and they are working with it. And they said the next level is that, look, we have built the foundation, now we are growing it. So that is what, for me, is clear.
Right. We have just 1 minute.
But we just need to say, give us actions.
We have 1 minute.
So that
Lester, thank you. Quickly.
I think the next level, when it was launched, it's a package, like a book, that spells out whatever they want to do and how they're going to go about it. That's why I'm surprised when you say APC is now asking for clear
Could there also be a case of blurred lines or a disconnect?
I think
and the people are no longer seeing what, maybe they're beginning to see something that is different from what they had been sold. I'm just saying, we're all speculating here. Yes,
that means you are not aware that thing is already in existence.
Yeah, and they're saying that a leader must strategically lead his people, and that Buhari must show Nigerians that that where the country is going, and and they're even saying even 4 years of a second term, the next level of his administration needs to clearly tell the people this is where we're going.
Let them go and read the next level.
That's why I said that.
So they're members of his party. Can we really blame them?
I don't understand where they're coming from. I don't know if
that's why I said there must be a disconnect somewhere. Because if I, as an outsider, maybe it's because I'm a journalist anyway, because I get interested in whatever, I develop interest whatever happens around me. Because I can remember vividly that on the day they launched their next level, it was in a book form. And they itemize whatever they want to do and whatever they have done and how they want to go about the next change, which according to them is the next level. I don't think maybe what they are trying to tell the president is that they have not seen much.
Yeah, because they're pointing out the issue of out-of-school children, that it has not been addressed. They're talking about the issues of bombings, in certain parts of the country. They're
talking
talking
this
about
one is coming from APC.
Yes, APC Lagos, and they're saying we have over 10 million out-of-school children, and they're saying Lagos, with its large population, has up to 1 million children.
Is out-of-school children federal government project? Well, it's a Lagos State project because out-of-school children are those in primary and secondary.
The federal government signed up onto the United Nations SDGs, in which education is one of it, and we haven't barely scratched
education is run by 3 tiers of government.
Under the constitution,
local and
there
state.
are certain aspects of the education that is given to
major aspects.
But the point is, whether it's from APC or not, then there must be a disconnect. That means the party needs to.
If you're talking about out-of-school children, that should be primary school and secondary school, first and foremost, and this is local government and state government.
All right. Thank you very much, Lester Wilcox. Thank you for speaking with us. Lester Wilcox is a public affairs analyst. Oh my God, he never gives up. And of course,
not when I'm with my friend.
Lester gives us a mouthful every single day. And we want to thank you very much, Mr. Dikbo Olayoku, who's a journalist. Thank you very much for being on the show. Well, we have to take a break now and bring you our plus packages, and right after that, I'll be giving you my take. Stay with us. The chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Professor Mahmood Yacoub, has assured stakeholders that the commission will work towards improving the electoral process nationwide. Professor Mahmood, while speaking to a cross-section of members drawn from various civil society organizations, said the commission would learn from the experiences of its partners in order to make radical changes aimed at reforming the nation's electoral process.
The conduct of election must continuously be improved, especially as new challenges emerge which must be addressed. This meeting is convened precisely to exchange ideas, share experiences, examine new options by which the conduct of elections in Nigeria can be enhanced. For this reason, the Commission has consistently accredited observers for all elections, whether they are general elections or off-season. Less than 50 domestic and foreign observer groups have submitted their reports. More specifically, only 42 domestic observer groups have submitted reports representing only 26% of 120 groups that we have accredited.
The INEC CSO's post-2019 election review meeting is one of the series of meetings with major stakeholders in the electoral process to identify issues and challenges in the general election and to highlight critical areas that need operational and legal interventions to enrich and strengthen the electoral process. The Commission places high premium on its strategic partnership with civil society organizations and stakeholders in the electoral process. We are happy to say that the outcomes of these engagements with you in all the phases of the electoral cycle have immensely impacted and added credibility to the management of elections in the country, both in the past and in the most recent general elections.
Well, it's time for my take. Now, government, they say, is a continuum. Now, we cannot have a disconnect when you have a first tenure and a second tenure. I know a lot of people say that, in Nigeria, it's all about the party. But where do the people fall in? Well, maybe because we've given our votes to a certain party, and like they say, majority carries the vote. But when the vote is given, there's a job to be done. We all have a right to ask for dividends of democracy, and we're several days into the next or the new level of, or the new tenure of, President Buhari's administration. And Nigerians are still asking questions. What is the plan? What's the strategy? Could that also be because the president has not necessarily pointed us in a direction where he's going? Or could that also be informed by all of the things that are happening? Because there seems to be a lot on his plate. There are cattle rustlers on one hand, and we have, people who are killing and kidnapping. We have all kinds of issues. And yeah, we have some people who have decided to threaten us and say, well, southern governors have a number of days, although we haven't heard anything about that. So where is Nigeria going? What do we have to do in the next 4 years? What should we be looking forward to getting from this administration? Same thing goes for Governor Sanwo-Olu. For him, he's a first-timer. It's his first tenure. But he did make a lot of promises, and Nigerians are waiting to see what he does, because you see, 4 years is not such a long time, but we all have to make sure that our leaders hit the ground running and give us the dividends of democracy, because, hey, this is what we voted for. If you cannot do the job, why ask for it? My name is Maryann. I'll see you next week on Plus Politics. Do have a great day.